In a world that's being totally reshaped by artificial intelligence, probably one of the biggest questions we have as parents is, what emotional tools do our kids need? Not just to get by, but to really truly thrive as humans. So in this explainer, we're going to break down the 3 superpowers they'll need more than ever. For the longest time, being smart meant you knew a lot of facts, right? You could calculate things quickly. But today, AI can do that billions of times faster than any human. So what does it even mean to be smart now? Well, the answer isn't about trying to beat the machines at their own game. It's about doubling down on what makes us uniquely human. Okay, let's dive into this. AI is an absolutely fantastic tool. I mean, it can summarize huge texts, analyze data, answer questions. It's amazing. But it has its limits. And right where AI stops, that's where we begin. Using real judgment, feeling genuine empathy for another person, and of course, thinking way outside the box, these are our human superpowers. Our job as parents is to help our kids build them up. All right, first up is the superpower of being a critical thinker. In an age where you can get an answer to anything in seconds, it is more important than ever that we teach our kids not just to get information, but to question it, to wrestle with it, and to decide for themselves what's actually true. And this right here really gets to the heart of it. We need to frame AI for our kids as a starting point. Think of it like a super fast research assistant, but never, ever the final authority. It's a tool to kickstart their thinking, not to replace it. So why is this so important? Well, it's because AI has some major blind spots. It can literally just make things up that sound totally correct but are completely false. They call this an AI hallucination. It can also have hidden biases from all the internet data it was trained on. And because it's designed to be helpful, it often gives you an agreeable answer, which isn't always the most truthful one. The good news is, building these critical thinking muscles can start right at the kitchen table. You can even make it a fun game. The next time you and your child look something up, make these 3 steps a family habit. First, ask, is that really true? Then, go find a second source to check it. And finally, and this is the most important part, talk about what you found. Did the sources agree? Why do you think that is? Now for our second superpower, creativity. Look, AI can generate some incredible images and stories, no doubt. But true human innovation, it works differently. It's about connecting ideas that seem totally unrelated to solve problems in brand new ways. Here's a really fun little puzzle from a research study that shows this difference perfectly. Okay, you need to draw a circle, but the only tools you have are a ruler, a stove, and a teapot. How would you do it? Just think about it for a sec. So when researchers gave this exact problem to a bunch of AI models, they almost all got stuck on the ruler. They tried to come up with these super complicated ways to use the ruler to sort of draw a circle because, a ruler is for drawing. It's thinking like a computer, logical but totally wrong. But here's where human creativity just shines. When young kids were asked the same question, 85% of them immediately picked the teapot. They just saw past what a teapot is for and realized its round bottom was the perfect tool to trace a circle. That, right there, is thinking outside the box. So how do we use AI to spark this kind of creativity instead of squashing it? Easy. We treat it like a creative playmate. Use it to brainstorm 5 totally silly story ideas. Ask it to write a poem about your dog in the style of their favorite pop star. The key is to make it a fun, collaborative game that gets their own unique creative juices flowing. And this brings us to our third, and honestly, maybe the most important superpower of all, empathy. In a world where AI companions offer easy, conflict-free relationships, the ability to navigate the beautiful, messy reality of human connection is going to be more valuable than ever. Think about it. Real friendships have rough spots. There are disagreements, misunderstandings, hurt feelings. But those aren't bugs in the system. They're features. That's how we learn resilience, how we learn to negotiate, and how we learn empathy. AI companions, on the other hand, are designed to always agree with you. They offer a frictionless experience that skips all those crucial life lessons. And this really isn't harmless. Researchers from Stanford Medicine are warning that for a developing mind, a relationship that has no challenges can actually warp their understanding of what healthy connections are supposed to look like. It can make them less prepared for the real world of human friendships. The solution here is so simple, it's almost funny. It's wonderfully low-tech.
It's just prioritizing real human connection. Unstructured playtime with friends, family dinners without phones, actually looking someone in the eye when they're talking to you. These are the essential training grounds for empathy.
So that's really your mission, if you choose to accept it, to raise human-first kids. By focusing on critical thinking, creativity, and empathy, you're not just getting them ready for a world with AI, you're helping them become better, more well-rounded humans. And listen, this isn't some problem for the distant future. Recent studies show a staggering 99% of students are already using AI for their schoolwork. The time to start building these human-first skills is right now, today. And you want to know the best part? The very skills we've just been talking about, critical thinking, creative problem solving, empathy, these are the exact skills that are predicted to be the most in demand in the future job market. So by focusing on making our kids better humans, we are also preparing them to be the most valuable professionals. It's a total win-win. So the biggest takeaway is actually really empowering. You don't need to be an AI expert or a coder to prepare your child for the future. You just need to be an expert in being human, curious, creative, and caring. So my question for you is, how will you help your child practice their superpowers this week? Thanks so much for watching.